I read an article that said you 0-2 at the MLK Classic. How do the negative articles make you feel when you see the negativity?
It's kind of like mixed emotions, because sometimes you look at them as motivation, but some do be concrete, like, certain things they say, like, it just makes you look at it, just gotta craft my game as the best way I can. So I just look at it as motivation. Like when they tell me, oh, the kid
you gotta look at it as motivation.
You got to. If you're in this type of sport, you can't take it personal.
You gotta think they wouldn't be doing it if he wasn't that guy, though.
Yeah, it's just
they ain't saying it about a nobody, though.
That's it. It's
you
just
know what I mean?
Criticism.
For real
Definitely.
talk.
Just motivation. Just keep working, because I know if I keep working, they ain't gonna have nothing negative to say at all. So that's how I look at it as.
Do you feel like it's a obligation to give back to the community as like pro athletes? Like, would you feel like if you made it pro, that you obligated to give back to the community?
I don't necessarily say obligated. I feel like it's more your personal choice, like where you come from and how you was brought up with the people you with. Like,
I love this kid. Where you find this kid from, man?
For me,
where you been hiding, Alfred? You know what? I wish I had a million more like you.
And for me, it's like I was raised and grew up with people, who taught me the better things in life, like give back to those who give back to you, necessarily. So, I see my community. I see I got the opportunity to do a lot for it. So that's why I try to put my heart at, like building them foundations, or like you said, you know what I mean? Just keeping them.
Where does kid come from? Where does kid come from? Where you come from, man? You from Hunters Point? Is that
I'm from Hunters Point.
I mean, I'm a transplant. I'm a transplanted New Yorker, so that's why I'm asking these questions. These guys, I came from Queensbridge. Nas represent.
Brave hearts.
So, but
we on the island too, though.
Yeah. See,
Frisco,
to that point, because I'm glad you said that, right? Because juxtaposing that, there was a couple of guys that we thought. We had some guys from Queensbridge that made it to the pros, and one guy kind of disappeared off the scene, and there's a lot of people in the neighborhood that were upset with him. Yeah. And there's another guy who was kind of like a folk hero, but most of y'all call him crazy, right? His name is, they call him
Man of World Peace.
Yeah, well, we know him as Ron, right? That's what we call him back on the block. So. But Jeremiah, we had this conversation. We were talking about obligation. I'm glad you pointed out. I don't know if it's necessarily obligation, because obligation means that you owe something in a sense that we expect athletes to do it, but not us, right? And that's where we lose focus. But if you have that platform, because you talked earlier about a platform and having a platform to do that, gives you a little bit more added weight, but I don't know if necessarily it's an obligation.
I wouldn't say obligation, but when you getting it like that and it's nothing but a tax write-off, I mean, it's really nothing for you.
It's like I kind of look at
the YMCA and Hunters Point. You know what I mean? Whatever you gonna throw them. You know what I mean? It's nothing but a tax write-off. When you're getting millions, we talking about millions. We still living there. It's different.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But you're talking, and so what's more important, the money or influence, right?
It's more so the influence. Like that's like with Dame Lillard. He put his Oakland Rebels. He played with the Oakland Rebels. He put that in with his shoe contract. It's not necessarily a tax write-off. It's just, he want to do it for the kids to get them out the violence and the youth. You see so many people like me. I got one in my neighborhood. I'm kind of looked at as, a big thing. So I see little kids look up to me. Yeah, and I want to get them out the streets and get them the opportunity. Not necessarily just basketball, just it's like I see my father work at the Boys and Girls Club. I may want to build him one day so I can see little kids go in there. And I know I did it, not just for nothing just to get back, just volunteering work, just making sure the community is safe and where it needs to be.
Awesome. Or like
get your favorite head coach.
Coach Tom.
Coach Tom.
Or like you got Devin George, who built housing, in his neighborhood.
Anything, like my grandfather, every day he giving back to people. He give his last, and that's why I think I got it from like him and my father.
Sure.
But I do like what he said too, and I don't know if he's getting this from the debate we had about Mayweather, but people talk about, why don't you give back? It's like, what are you giving back? When you have $5 in your pocket, and you giving $2 to somebody, you know what I'm saying? That's real. If you get a bonus on your check, you gonna buy all your nooks and knacks and crannies. You might not give a dime back to anybody.
I feel like I get that character where I just like to give back from my grandfather. People around me, my grandfather. If you know him, he'll give his last. He'll give his last out of his pocket. My grandfather was Guy Hudson. you know, he's a big deal in Hunter's Point. So I feel like
being
around him a lot, you know, being around him right, HP. But, you know, being around him, I just see things he do. It's not for nothing to get back. It's just to make sure that, you know, the people that you ride with in your community is straight.
A lot of players.
Yeah, you know, it just keep people off the streets. The less violence, the better. So that's how I look at it. As I know if I could have the opportunity to you know, knock some of the warehouses down and just give anything back, like knowledge. You don't necessarily gotta be money, as far as, you know, it could be food, anything, clothes. You just giving back, making sure that you did the right thing.
I do know this. I do know this. I've been here 15 minutes and already I'm impressed, and so I think that, and I'm not a Hunter's Point guy, right? So you know that, but what I'm saying is I'm already impressed with what you said already. So I think the community needs to, even however your future drives, that I've already sensed that there's going to be some success there, regardless of what that is.
Yeah.
And we need to make sure that you have all the tools, resources, and equipment to make that a success, so other kids can follow in that direction. I think that's really important.
Have you heard of Winters Patterson?
Yeah, Winters. Yeah, my dad talking about he 81. My dad's Alfred Hollins. If you know. Yeah. But I heard about the story. He's a bad boy.
So those are guys, you know, those are guys that you represent.
Those are guys I look up to. Kind of when I hear the stories, I try to make me like, or who else? What's his name? Marquette, the big man.
Marquette,
I heard about him. All of them, like I hear the stories. That just motivate me. Like I want to be on the name they talking about.
Your grandfather, he helped
a lot of people.
Sawyer.
Yeah,
you feel me? I be with him all the
Tierra Rogers, All American. He helped a lot of people.